So you've hit the soft cap of 960, the current cap for Season of Dawn, and you want Pinnacle gear to push for 970, but you don't raid and you mostly or exclusively play alone. I've got one way for you to do that outside of Iron Banner and the Pit of Heresy dungeon if you own Shadowkeep. The Nightmare hunts don't require a score or time threshold to get a piece of Pinnacle gear, just a master difficulty clear. This means as long as you kill every Nightmare enemy in each zone, you can bypass most of the other adds and move on to the next area. The key is to carry weapons to pop shields and keep yourself at a long enough distance to keep most of the enemy fire away from you. Depending on your power level, this can either be a long or a short run, but the key is patience. For this run, I'm using Top Tree Night Stalker because the Invis dodge is very helpful for getting out of hairy situations, but you're free to use any class you prefer. In the Zydron Nightmare hunt, most shielded enemies will either be solar or arc. I run a black Scorpion scout rifle and switch between a solar machine gun and a grenade launcher, but any solar and arc combination will work for this. I also use Wish Ender because at the time this video goes up, the weapon does way more damage than intended and is very useful for long distance damage. In the beginning area, and quite honestly every area, prioritize the Harpies and the Cyclops as they use weapons that can hit you from long ranges and will make this more difficult for you than it needs to be. From there, find and kill any Nightmare enemies you see, then proceed to the next room, doing your best to avoid dying to any champions that might remain. In the next area, again, focus the Harpies, but also watch out for the Wizards because they can burn you down very quickly if they see you. Once you down the Nightmare enemies in this area, hug the right side of the wall, and if you leave enough enemies around, they'll focus on each other, which will let you pass by basically undetected. In the tunnel, you'll come up to a mob of Fanatics and a couple Nightmare Harpies. Use the Fanatic explosions to pop the arc shields on the Harpies, then kill the Harpies and proceed to the boss room. From the entrance of the boss fight, run to the opposite side of the room behind the big Vex gate. At this point, you're pretty much free to chip away at the boss's health. In this particular run, Zydron never went into his immune phase or really moved at all, so this run went smoother than normal. When he does go into immune phases though, he will summon a new wave of regular and Nightmare enemies. Just do exactly what you were doing earlier, kill the Harpies and any Nightmare enemies you come across, and go back to working on the boss. As long as you're at a far enough distance, Zydron won't shoot at you or teleport to you. After enough time, you'll down the boss and Pinnacle loot is yours. I also met the time trial requirements in this run, so this will also work if you need that too. I've done a similar tactic with Fogoth, but his hunt isn't currently available, and I have no prior footage. For now though, as long as you use this video and Zydron's hunt is up, you have easy access to more Pinnacle loot per week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.